Hello, everyone. This is Shashank, and welcome to my first class. This is the first video I'm doing, and I would like to start with saying that this is my first video, so you may sometime see like I may not be very clear. I apologize for that in advance, but I would like to start saying today that I always thought about this doing. I procrastinated a lot, but it's time I do this. So let's talk about this. So actually, I'm a Tableau consultant, and I would like to start creating something here. I mean, I would like to contribute, my knowledge, with 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 world via YouTube videos, and it can be only done, you know, once I find a way, because you will find a lot of videos. I mean, there are thousands and thousands of videos on internet which actually already does the thing which I want to do right now. But then how do I differentiate myself from others? There is no doubt there are so many good people who actually share the knowledge, who actually create their videos. Some of them even I look up to. Like, for example, you have so many Zen masters from Tableau who actually share their videos on YouTube. I absolutely love their videos, and I try to understand what they're trying to explain. But one thing which I've realized in all of this is that people who are new to Tableau, people who are not from IT background, people who are not from software background, people who are coming from the functional side, sometimes they do get stuck at Tableau's advanced functionality. It's easy when they try to, when they try to do drag and drop, but the moment you try to do some complex functionality or a calculation, that's where sometimes you know you get bit confused, and people think Tableau is tough, Tableau is not easy to learn, unlike other BI tools. But that's the issue. What Tableau is doing is that all those complex SQL queries which you can actually write in database and you can get the output, you can actually use some of simple drag and drop plus advanced calculations in Tableau to actually achieve that. All right. So let's start with like one of the you know one of the important features of Tableau, that is basically Tableau level of details. Now this is one of the most important, one of the most important features. And I would say if you are preparing for interviews, and or if you're doing a job in a company, if you're a Tableau developer, then LODs always saves your job. Let's be very clear on that. It has to be very clear. This thing is something which which you would like to know very well, because this is an awesome weapon in your defense which you can use to actually achieve certain things. All right. Now, I often see that people get confused about how to create this and when to use this in what scenario. So that's the whole problem here. This is where people actually get confused. When to use what? Okay, so when to use LODs. Pardon my typing. Okay, when to use this, how to use it, and the right way to use it if you are stuck in LOD messy calcs. How do you get out of it? All right, so this is something I would like to explain how we can solve this issue. So first and foremost, you know, like this video is about this video is about explaining these concepts the kid way. Yes, you will be having an absolute, you will be having absolute spoon feeding at this time. Believe me, yeah, this is what. So this is how we are going to actually learn LODs, and I'm going to show you when to use what, and like first of all, like why the hell we do need LODs? Why did Tableau came up with this LOD thing if we never needed anything? So let's let's create a like new file. I'm using Tableau public. If you have Tableau desktop, you can use it. Otherwise, you can always use your sample superstore. So I'll quickly open my sample superstore, and let's drag orders, and let's start creating this thing. Why the hell, like first of all, why do we need LODs? So this is where I want to tell you something. Now this is completely a kid's way. Okay, so what happens is that when you drag your dimension, all right, when you drag your dimension, for example subcategory, and when you drag your measure, automatically your measure is calculating at the subcategory level. All right, now this is fine, this is awesome, there's nothing wrong in this. But when you try, let's say, bringing category, all right, now what has happened is that sometimes people don't want to see only one measure. They want to also see how the sum of sales, which is right now at the level of 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 at the level of subcategory, how do you can make it even better? That's the whole point. Okay, okay. So right now your sum of sales is at the level of subcategory. Okay, okay. Now what do you want? Now you want that to be, let's say, requirement comes up. All right, and this is very important. A requirement comes up where your company basically wants sum of sales at category level. The thing is, your category is here, but right now, because of the subcategory in your detailed view in this canvas, you can't have this sum of sales calculating at category level. So how do you solve this? How do you solve this? How do you solve this? And that's where you need to do something where you, yes, now this is something you need to tell sum of sales to calculate at the level of what category? Forcefully. That's what you have to do. You need to do this. How do you do this? How the hell you do this? Okay, so the requirement is that I need to show my sum of sales at the category level, but I can't because I have subcategory, and I can't even remove the subcategory because people want your subcategory to be there. People want your subcategory to be here. People want your subcategory, and now you want a sum of sales also at the category level. Right now this is being broken down by your subcategory values. What do you do in this case? That's where you need to change your level of detail. You want sum of sales to calculate the level of category forcefully. So what's the way? That's where your level of details actually come into picture. Comes LOD to save your life. What does it does? So let's say we do, so first and foremost, we will start with like like we have just seen that now we're going to use LOD. But the problem is, before even I tell you about functions, the requirement is that I need to forcefully show some of sales at the category level. So what happens? So let's take a real life example now. Like what happens? People who are arrogant, what happens to them? You know, so what does arrogant people do? Right? Okay. So arrogant people actually will tell you how good they are, how think they like, how good they think they are. This is something you need. You want your sum of sales to be arrogant, to be arrogantly arrogantly calculated at level of sub of category, sorry, and it has to ignore anything which comes in its way. Yep, there you go. There you go. So thing is, all right, the thing is, when you are arrogant, okay, people who are arrogant, they don't care what other people think about them. They will come and they will say whatever they want to say. Hence, so if you had a, if you ever dated an arrogant girl, what happens? So what happens? What happens? Okay, when you do this thing, you know, when this happens, basically they don't care what are your feelings are. They will just try, to say whatever they want to say, right? So that's the whole point here. This is what you need to do here right now. You need an arrogant calculation. That's what you need, which ignores what's already there on your view. And that's where, let's say, so let's start. So we have sum of sales, but it's still sum of sales. What's the difference between this and that? You want this to be arrogant. Yes, you want this to be arrogant. How do you make it arrogant? So basically, arrogant people have fixed mindset. Okay, they don't care. They don't care. So you want to do something now in plain English where you tell Tableau that calculate sum of sales fixed at the level of category. So hence, when you do like this, all right, so first and foremost, to enter the world of level of details, basically you're changing the sum of sales level of detail, because right now it's a subcategory level and you want this to be at the category level. So what do? You try to change its level of detail, and for that you have to first of all enter. Now how do you enter the world of a level of details? You have to just do like this and this is the first thing. So these brackets are very, very important. This brackets, all right, are very, very important. If you don't have these brackets, you're not entering the world of LOD. The first thing is you should be always wrapping your measure. Now remember, LODs are applied to aggregated values like sum, min, max, ABG. All right. Okay. So it means that this sum of sales. So when you first start with this brackets, after that what? But I have to tell, this is computer, right? This is not human being. I need to tell Tableau that I need this to be fixed at category level. So when I do a fixed, hold on, what dimension do I need here? I want at the category level, or something has happened. Let's do Control Z. What you have to do here is that before writing the function, just have this colon. So now this part is fine. Now when you do fix category, there you go. Boom, your calculation has become valid. This is your fixed calculation. All right. I'm just telling you in a baby way. I assume you don't know what's happening. I just said that I want this sum of sales to be arrogantly to calculation. So now sales will be always fixed at category, right? So let's say this has, let's give it some good name. So let's say arrogant category sales. Now when you put this thing here, what has just happened? Oh my goodness. Now this, if you add up all this four, that gives you this 742,000, and there you go. There you go. So 742,000 is nothing but your category sales. Boom. What has just happened? So what we have just done, now this is very low level. So sometimes when your BA or when your business, they want your sum of sales, sales at the category level, right? Now then what's the use? Now even I I got it here, man. But what's the use of this? How the hell we use this in my business like scenario? So the thing is, if I do this sum of sales and if I divide that by my sum of category sales, there you go, bingo. Let's do something. What the hell has happened? I forgot to do some. Aggregation has to be always calculated by aggregation. Now this is your percentage of total calculation. Don't believe me? Let's do it. Now, when I drag this here, okay, let's remove this. I'm sorry for this. Okay, let's format this. First of all, Tableau is a computer. Computer is an idiot. You have to tell computer to give it a format. Let's give it a percentage, and there you go, bingo. How business people know that bookcases is contributing 15% of its total sales. All right. So that's bookcases is contributing 15% of total furniture sales. All right. So which one is the winner here? Chairs actually is the highest contributor of sales to furniture. Office supply has what? It has storage, all right, and technology has phones, all right. Not only this, what if I want to know how much are these subcategories contributing to the total? Right now this is for a specific category only. I want this to be also telling me for the total, like sales, percentage of total sales. What I do, I just do simple. Instead of saying, let's do LOD calculation here itself. All right. I will just say sum of sales. All right. And I need to fix this, but don't include anything. Okay, but we need to remember LOD has to be wrapped inside aggregation value. Very important this. There you go. Now when I do this, and let's do this, okay, let's also format this. Now boom, this gives me, that means bookcases is contributing 5% to my total sales. Let's see, what is my total sales here? My total sales is around 2297201, and that's 5% of it. This is what I'm trying to explain. This is where your level of detail. So this is basically your fixed LOD. All right. So I just shown you. So category is arrogantly calculating at categories level. This is arrogantly giving me percentage at category level. And this actually I'm forcing that you have to divide your sum of sales with my total sum of sales. Hence, this is how your fixed calculation comes into picture. So remember this, you want to show something static value which then has to be part of some calculation. Then use fixed LOD. All right, so what is the syntax here? The first thing which is very important is that you have to use this brackets, then whatever the aggregation you want that, and then you have to say fixed, that's the keyword, colon, there you go. No, nothing. You have to also mention the dimension which you would like to use here. Okay. So guys, this is it. This was the first video where I tried to show you in absolute spoon feeding way why do we use fixed LOD and why do we need it. All right, this is a short video. I hope you enjoyed it. This is my first video. Please like these videos. I want to contribute a lot, and we will be next video we will be seeing another use case of LOD. All right, thank you guys very much.